If you don't know what a.c.t. is, let me break it down for you. Anti-chop technology. I think it was developed by Tippmann. It's on a lot of their 98s. Basically what it is, the front bolt is not connected completely to the rear bolt, so if a paintball feeds halfway in there, it won't cut it in half. It doesn't hurt when you stick your finger in there. You can just push the front bolt back, so if a paintball feeds halfway, the gun is just going to fire as usual and recock. So, on non-a.c.t. guns, if a paintball does feed halfway, well, it's going to hurt. I mean, I can't push the bolt back, but you see the gun has not fired all the way. Basically, so if it gets in there, you're either going to cut the paintball in half and get paint everywhere, or it could just jam up your gun and you're going to have to recock your gun before it'll fire again. That is the case with this gun. I've put paintballs in there halfway and tried to chop them and it won't. It just kind of stops and then you have to recock it. This happens primarily when you're using a gravity feed hopper. If you're using either a cyclone or an electric hopper, I wouldn't worry about it happening, because you're going to have a paintball in there so fast it's probably not going to chop it at all. But I like to run gravity hoppers, and so this gun started out as a non-a.c.t. gun. As you can see, there's just one drive spring, whereas on the a.c.t. gun it actually has two drive springs, one being the a.c.t. spring itself, and basically stick my finger in there, it doesn't hurt. I can push the front bolt back, gun has fired all the way. So that's about it, and I'm going to pop this apart and show you how I did it, what it looks like right now. Here are the internals of it. Hopefully you're familiar with Tippmann internals, because they're all pretty much the same operating system with the exception of the Phenom and the TPX. Basically, this spring here is my a.c.t. spring that I installed. Yeah, that's about it. Here, let me show you all what I had to do. When the bolt cocks back, it catches on this little tab there like it normally does, but if there's a ball in the chamber, the front back bolt just goes forward and comes off, but then it just recatches it. So the only thing pushing the bolt forward, the front bolt forward, is this spring, and that is the a.c.t. mechanism. Now, what I'd like to point out here is that if you do this, well, congratulations, you've just added a secondary drive spring. Yeah, I actually did just go out and shoot this with the regular drive spring in the back and this. Yeah, you shoot really, 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 really hot. So what you had to do to compensate for that was cut down this spring some, the main drive spring, so you don't shoot as hot. It works alright. What I had to do to modify it was, first off, this spring cost me 69 cents at a hardware store. I don't have a part number or anything. This rod, I had to shorten down this side that touches the bolt, and I also had to cut the front part off the bolt so it would come back here and then dislodge if there's a paintball in the breech. If you wanted to go back to what it was before, all you'd have to do is buy a new drive spring and buy a new front bolt, and because this metal rod actually will still work with a regular front bolt, so if you screw up majorly doing this, it's not that bad. You can get the new parts from tippmannparts.com. Another thing is, I didn't exactly invent this mod. I actually saw this something similar where a guy was selling these springs on a paintball forum, but the paintball forum was shut down. I don't know if it's coming back, and he was selling the springs for $5. I bought mine for 69 cents, so whatever. You want to buy his, go ahead. You know, his might be better than the ones you can buy at the hardware store, though I sort of doubt it. And maybe he can post up or leave a comment, and you can contact him if you want to buy a spring. Anyways, a couple things I had problems with one was blowback gases. The spring I put in here, I didn't stretch it enough and it wasn't long enough my first try. So the bolt, first off, it wouldn't go all the way into the barrel, and it was just such a light force behind it that a lot of gas would come out here and blow up the stack of paintballs. And it was actually really funny if you loaded just some paintballs in the feed neck. You could put 3 paintballs in there, and the last one, when you shot it, would go boing, like 3 feet in the air, and you could catch it coming down. It was actually really comical. On a normal 98 with there's really not much blowback gases. I mean, I did this with other 98s, including my a.c.t. one, and no blowback gases. The paintballs never popped out like they did on this one. So basically how I fixed that is I just got a slightly longer and stronger spring. It is a little bit harder than a regular a.c.t. gun. I can stick my finger in there and I can tell this is stronger than the regular a.c.t. gun. Like I said, if you do get a chop, if it doesn't cut the paintball in half, it's going to jam your gun. Your gun's going to go halfway forward. You're going to probably be deforming the paintball that's caught in there, and so you're going to have to recock it, and then your next shot is going to be pretty inaccurate because the paintball that you just deformed is now in the breech being fired. So even if you're not having chopping problems, if your gun's uncocking, or actually it won't uncock all the way, it'll be like stop about there. It'll it's going to be kind of weird. So if you're having problems like that, it could be you're getting paintball stuck in there, and you need a.c.t. Before I go, I'd like to thank Rob Rubin from WebDog Radio for making these videos for us. I really appreciate them, and I'll probably make more paintball videos, and I've learned a lot from him. Thank you very much. If you don't know about WebDog Radio, head over to YouTube, or Special Ops Paintball hosts a website for him where you can download the videos, but I'd suggest go to YouTube if you're not already there. In conclusion, this mod is pretty good. It does have some risks in doing it, but for some people this may be exactly what you're looking for if you're having chopping problems, like maybe you're using brittle paint with a gravity hopper, or if you want to do something crazy like a Po Man's full auto mod where you put a toothpick in the sear spring, which is actually kind of dangerous, but oh well, some people do it. And so if you want to prevent chops there, or in my case, I'm going to be running a response trigger on this gun with a gravity feed hopper. This one, Tech Camo, it feeds 11.6 balls per second. Yeah, it's gravity feed. I really like that hopper. No batteries required, and it's cheap.